We take precautionary measures every day because we take risks every day, weighing the pros and cons of our involvement in activities, especially things that we like to do. Those of us who ski or play baseball, football, or ice hockey wear the needed gear and take precautionary measures to minimize the risk of injury. There are also safety measures we practice in normal everyday living, like wearing seat belts while driving, dressing appropriately in cold weather, and even in Vermont, locking our doors and setting alarm systems when we're away from home. And when looking for a place to live, we seek neighborhoods with low crime rates and safe environments. We do all we can to protect ourselves and those we love from danger. But now and then, we find ourselves in inhospitable situations because of who we are, where we are, and what we believe, where we must constantly assess our surroundings, look over our shoulders, be careful of how we look, what we do and say, and how we do and say it, how it's received, and what the reaction may be. Some of you may remember one of the many irreverent South Park episodes that featured a group of super religious heroes, including Jesus and Muhammad, who came together to save South Park from the monster-like Barbara Streisand. But the animators received death threats for depicting Muhammad, which Islam forbids. And as a result, portions of the episode were censored. The producers of this series learned firsthand, the hard way, that free speech has its life-threatening downside when cloaked in religious insensitivity and subjected to extremist retaliation. They had to ask themselves if their lives were worth risking over this matter. Ukrainians, both fleeing from and fighting for their homeland against Russian invasion, are this very moment weighing the pros and cons of their situation as it affects their identity and life, along with Russians protesting at the risk of their own lives the aggressive actions of Putin and the desperate situation in which he has placed their nation. They are in a place where they must decide if life is worth risking for what they believe. In today's gospel, Jesus is warned by friendly Pharisees of Herod's plot to kill him. However, Jesus does not flee for his life, but remains true to his convictions to prepare the way of the Lord. For to live in fear is to live in the oppression of intimidating evil. To live a life that embodies the truth you believe will enable the truth to set you free. Of course, this is easier said than done. And we constantly wonder how true for us is the truth that sets us free, especially when the lives of loved ones are affected by our convictions. We must therefore weigh the pros and cons of our convictions in relation to our relations. Still, if we wish a life by which those we love may live in truth, freedom, and harmony with others, our lives must provide the example and impression by which they can appreciate both the risk and rewards of their convictions. During my ministry, I am particularly mindful of a young adult Turk who converted to Christianity and was baptized by me at the risk of being ostracized by her parents. I am mindful of a Chinese teacher who converted to Christianity, joined the church I served, and then returned to China, knowing the hardships she would face because of her faith. I am mindful of white Vermont artist Janet McKenzie, whose work, Jesus of the People, propelled her onto the world stage with a portrait of Christ as Black. And while praised and applauded by many, she also was the target of numerous death threats from extremists across the nation and world. Today, Christianity is the most persecuted faith community on the planet, with mere acts of conversion or sharing of faith beliefs considered crimes punishable by imprisonment and death. Bishop Philip Mount Stephen of Truro, England, in his report to the British Broadcasting Corporation, cited that the level of atrocities against Christians in communist countries and nations dominated by other faith traditions is reaching genocide proportions. It is downright ironic that any faith tradition promoting a message of compassion and peace should be a target of violence and hate. But such is the dilemma Christ had to confront and his followers must face to this very day. The lament Jesus raised over Jerusalem as a city that kills God's prophets may be raised against our entire planet as we consider the rewards and risk we are willing to make as those who come in the name of the Lord. How true for you is the truth that sets you free.